Hello and welcome to another episode of High Talks where we're on a higher level. I'm Toby.
I'm Kat.
And we're here with
Elvin.
Woo!
Hey.
This is our first episode with a guest, guys.
Yeah, he's our first
I don't
guest.
know why I'm moving like I'm a rapper. I'm just Elvin, guys.
He's
very modest. And
Yeah.
humble,
You might know him as a train date guy or This Is My Wife or
Lover, man.
Miss. He's like he's got multiple wives at this stage.
Yeah, I owe a lot of child support.
Yeah.
Many.
This is why we thought you'll be perfect for this video because we're talking about is love real? So it'll be perfect for you. As you guys know, or if you're new to the podcast, we talk about everything and anything. And the idea of the channel is to promote a healthy, open discussion, so we want to hear from you. You disagree or you agree, just let us know. We're happy to hear from you. And that's why we even done interviews for this video. So let's go straight into we start off about how our week's
first
been?
I want to know what is off the cuff answer, yes or no, is love real?
Yeah, it is. It is real.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What about you, Toby?
I can't lie, I'm a bit in between with it. It's real and not real. It is just chemicals in your brain at the same time. But it is real to us kind of thing, if that makes sense. So yeah.
That's very interesting.
What about you? What do you think?
I think straight off the bat, love is real, but then there are nuances about it.
I like that, nuances.
Yeah, for sure. I think we're gonna delve into this.
Cool.
But yeah, let's ask, how was your week, Toby?
My week's been just busy, grinding as always, editing some videos. We got bare content coming out for you guys, so keep tuned.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be so good.
What about you, Kat? How's your week been?
Yeah, my week's been good. Kind of just on the grind. I've been I'm a little bit. I like astrology. That's the word.
Okay, yeah.
I like astrology. So we've got a Mars and Venus retrograde right now. It's a lot of internal feelings, kind of, going into your zone and reflecting on your time. So right now I'm just feeling a little bit lulled, a little bit relaxed. Taking my time slowly, especially while it's cold. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling this week. What about you, Elvin?
I mean, I'm good. The year started off quite well. As Toby said, always grinding. As a creative, you know how it is. It's 100 miles per hour sometimes. So yeah, I'm in the 100 miles per hour zone. I'm not slowing down. I might get done for speeding, but I'm just doing my thing, working hard. Yeah, trying to have fun as well. It's important to rest, but got to grind, innit?
Yeah, so, love that. How did you spend your New Year's?
I was with family, actually. I was just with my family and, very quiet night, nothing major, yeah.
Nice. Okay, great. With some mad stuff that's gone on while we've been filming before.
Is it?
Yeah. There was a laugh out of nowhere, we could not figure it out for
just
ages.
a loud laugh from somewhere.
Just, some little girl going,
and you caught that on thing.
Yeah. Audio was mad.
And then the alarm went off out there, the actual security alarm.
Yeah.
But no one was there.
On the same day.
So it was and it's a motion one, so someone had to be there for it to go off. Some paranormal activities happening around there. But we move.
We move, as they say.
Yeah.
So we were saying, so you said something lovely about
basically, I've watched too much Rick and Morty, and Rick is love isn't real, it's just chemicals in our brain kind of thing. Which is basically true. There is no actual love. It's more a thing us humans kind of made up kind of thing. But it is visible. We do love it. I don't know. It's weird. I think maybe I'm just I overthink these things kind of thing.
You need to cut out the Magnum, mate.
I think I need more of it. That's why. When the Magnum kicks in, I'm not doing much thinking.
That's so true.
Oh, but yeah, you know what? Just to come on that, I hear what you're saying. There is a biological aspect to it.
Yeah.
And there is when you see someone that you find attractive or whatever, the biological reactions that go on in the brain, there is that side to it. But I feel obviously love is not just romantic. There's love for your parents, friends. And it's more than an emotion. I think there is an emotional aspect to it.
Yeah.
But it's more of, I think, a desire to commit to someone. When you love them, you do stuff for them. So it's more an act of your will, you know what I mean, rather than just a mere feeling. Because I think people say, I fell out of love. maybe I'm getting too ahead of myself here, but yeah, people say I fell out of love. I'm just like, you come across a little bit of trouble. Why don't you just like try and work through it? Love involves more than just feeling butterflies in your stomach. And I think that's probably the idea that people have that is a little bit off. But
So go on.
So I guess the question is kind of like, what is love? Then we kind of need to be able to define it before we can say like, is it real? Because
Google time.
Because I'd love to know a definition for it. But yeah, because it's like, if it is in some sense, a lot of scientists would say, because you can see like a chemical reaction happening, that love must exist because that is proof of it. But then, is it the chemical reaction that is love, or is it, your response from that, or the actual feeling that you have for that person, or
maybe combination? Because like when you see someone you like, your pupils apparently dilate and your heart starts to beat faster and all that stuff we hear about. I don't think it's merely chemical. I think it's something tangible that's more than just chemicals. Obviously, it's a very human experience, but we see you might say there's. Even in the animal world, there's a mother who loves her cubs, a lion. I mean, there's love in various ways. I think love is a very powerful thing that exists in the world, but it's not just something that we experience. I think it's experienced even by animals as well, to some extent. So you have to think about that too.
That's where I would say like it's not necessarily real. It's more like just a thing to keep us surviving. Like we need to recreate with someone. We need to look after our babies, so we have to feel something for them.
Right.
But not at the same time. It doesn't mean that feeling, that love, isn't real. But it is also. It's like both technically.
Yeah,
it's just chemicals.
There's a paradox
evolution.
probably. I think there's a paradox.
It is kind of paradoxical.
Yeah.
But I don't think I would count that as love, like the need to the want to procreate, because. Really and truly, that is kind of, it's more of like an obligation, like something that you must do, because like that's just a drive within you because you are human or animal.
Yeah.
Whereas like love, like I think may be only exclusive to humans. I think because to be able to really like devote yourself to another person is a choice. You're making a conscious choice to do that, and that's why a lot of people aren't capable of it. I think
maybe that's where I think I could agree. Maybe love in maybe its purest form or in its realest form, if you want to say that, probably is something that's a very human experience. I think, maybe animals is more instinct, perhaps. But it's hard to sometimes define it. I think it's more felt than defined, almost. Like you see it to feel it than it is to explain it. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. You kind of know it when you see it and when you've experienced it yourself. But it's not always the easiest to pin down as far as definition is concerned, because there is an element of emotion. Like you love your friends, there's an element of like affection for them. Like when I see them, I'm happy. I feel good. It feels good to see them, whatever. Or if you have a girlfriend, wife, husband, whatever, family, mother, father, you have good feelings towards them. But as you said, that choice, that desire to say, regardless of the disagreements or whatever, what we go through, I'm still gonna be there for this person. That's I think the element that is probably the most definitive thing about love, perhaps the choice element. Yeah, I think the choice.
Yeah.
I agree with that. But I'm gonna be the counter guy.
The devil's advocate.
As usual.
I would say though, like, not saying that I would never fall in love and I feel the feeling of love. Yeah. But I would say animals feel it too. Like I see animals always showing like affection and loyalty, like things would accompany with love kind of thing.
Yeah, licking their cubs. That don't look like just merely instinct, innit?
Yeah, like even pigeons. Like I see pigeons like lean on each other.
You gotta
and
be
stuff.
clean. You gotta be clean.
But like for me, the reason I'll say it's like an evolutionary thing is like the idea is like a baby, our babies come out like 9 months. Someone needs to protect the mother at that time. Yeah. So there needs to be a feeling from the father and the mom, like from the father to stay with the mother, and then after that till the child's 18 or nowadays 25, whatever. When eventually then they go. So it's like the feeling of love is like meant for us to actually stay. Otherwise,
the human race
we wouldn't continue because no one's gonna actually stay. Like the guy gets her pregnant, the mom has the baby, and then everyone's
they just leave it. You're on your own.
Yeah,
but that's how most animals operate. We are very weird that we do look after our kids till such a late age. Like most animals do, they just look after them for a few months, and then it's like I don't know you.
Yeah, go in the wild. Maybe that's where we're different. Yeah. Maybe that's where we're different. The reason why we don't do that is because our experience of that love is it's a different quality. But
Yeah.
would you also say that yeah, I don't know where this train is going right now. It's about to just go off.
This
on
is
a-
what
on
we
a-
like on Night Talks.
That's what we do all the time. We take trains and we're like,
Oh,
we
yeah,
don't know
where
where
is
this
that-
train is going.
I don't know if it's going like, you know, to Piccadilly or High Street Kensington right now. I'm not sure. Or maybe it's just gonna like terminate right now. But yeah, like you were saying, what were you saying? You were saying something about
How like the purpose of it is
to survive. So
yeah.
so would you say it's a necessary evil or necessary good or
Yeah, I think it's very necessary. Like
Right.
if love didn't exist, humans wouldn't exist.
Right. Okay.
Like I know it sounds like some hip, but it's true.
Some
like
philosophy.
if we didn't feel like some kind of need to support and help each other, some kind of love for friends and fellow humans, we wouldn't.
And maybe
everything would fall apart.
maybe we'll be killing each other way
Yeah.
more. You know,
Like the amount of people I know that do shit jobs just because they love their family, and those jobs are necessary. So that's what I see.
You're making me a little bit worried here. Do you feel like is the only kind of love you've experienced necessary love? Like I pride myself on like showing love when I can, anytime I can. Like instead of, you know, it's not just family that I do stuff for. It's not just people that I feel, you know, a responsibility for that I show love to. I think it's something that like is very much like I don't think the such a close relationship between procreation and love is necessary. Like, you know, people have sex without being in love. You know? People
we've all been there.
procreate, people have kids,
Yeah.
and then they don't love each other.
Yeah.
Like
we just gotta get this down and, you know, make some babies,
Yeah.
man, and keep
But
the human race going.
that would keep happening. I promise you. If love didn't
Yeah.
exist, people would keep doing the nasty.
Now I'm a romantic. Like I do like to show affection and make people feel good. But I'm just like I like to also break things down, and I feel like for me like that is what love is. So to understand that helps you kind of understand the subject of it. Then you could uncover the layers of. Like it's just there's layers to it, of course.
Yeah,
as we say,
I think
but it's good
we
to
all have a
understand that layer.
valid point to make. I think
Yeah,
I don't think
no one's really wrong here.
no one's really
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
I would say I think there's all some valid, and as I said, because it's so paradoxical or quite multifaceted, love
Yeah.
as a concept, I think there's valid points on most of what we said here.
Yeah.
100%.
So, yeah.
In some sense, I feel like there's probably like thousands of different kinds of love.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So where you've got the necessary love, you've got a subjective love, you've got, you know, you each one is, you've got a different relationship with each
Yeah.
person that you love.
Yeah, the
You
Greek,
find
That's
the
them in
Greek
general.
understanding of love. You got like the agape love was like just kind of like unconditional love. You just love, it's a love for everybody. And then there's like Philadelphia, Philios, yeah, the love amongst friends. And then you have like Eros. Eros is like more like erotic, kind of like more sexual, kind
Ooh,
of.
okay.
Yeah.
I
So
like that kind of
yeah, you like that kind of love more. But
You
yeah,
need some of that kind of love.
so yeah, that's just kind of how some of those Greek philosophers understood.
Yeah.
There's some valid points there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that maybe the word love in our English language is maybe a bit simple.
Too basic. It's too
Yeah,
basic.
because it kind of meant to cover like family, friends,
Yeah,
romantic.
Way too basic. Just like
Like
all
it's-
the food that they do, you know, no seasoning, you know, nothing, man.
Mhm. And you know what as well is like a lot of other languages, their words,
Rich.
they pardon?
It's very other language is quite rich.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
and each you can whatever you say, depending on the emotion that you put behind it, has a different meaning or like the way that you say it. Whereas with us, it's all about definitions. It's about, you know, love means this, and there's no way of like expressing it in another way.
Yeah.
The words are quite, it's just, this means that and that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
You know?
rigid.
There's hardly any color or spice to the wording, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do like the English language. I can't lie. You know, we got
It's
some good words.
words,
but
yeah.
I just feel like when you go and check some of the original, because a lot of our stuff comes from Latin, and
Yeah.
if you go back to those languages, mad rich. You know, Greek, all these languages like so colorful. You know what I mean? Whereas, you know, one word can mean like 5 different things. You know what I mean? Whereas we got one word and it's just love, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Just umbrella cover
Umbrella
everything.
cover everything. Love for your kids, love for your dog, love for PlayStation.
That video of the guy that's like on PlayStation or what was
I'm
it?
so tired of them memes. PlayStation and then some girl twerking or whatever. I'm like, PlayStation, come on.
That's the right answer.
It's the right one.
Wow.
They're usually done to trigger people, really. So,
Yeah.
Will the PlayStation leave you?
Nah, it won't.
Okay.
Okay.
Will it give you grief? Will it ever argue with you?
Shall I say the
Sometimes when it starts
definitions?
sounding like a plane.
Yeah,
No, it's a bit of argument.
Yeah, a bit of argument. Yeah.
Not as bad
What,
as a
on
girl, I
the-
get it.
Yeah,
Okay.
when the air conditioning starts,
It
it
starts
sounds like
to, yeah.
All that
That's
dust.
it's still better than some arguments that you. But okay. So the definition of love lesson: an intense feeling of deep affection, a great interest and pleasure in something. And then verb meaning is feel deep affection for someone, like or enjoy very much.
Wow.
So it is quite simple meaning.
Yeah, it's like passion, basically. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, sounds like love basically means passion, basically. Yeah,
I
Or
feel
pleasure.
very strongly
Yeah.
for you.
And I feel like that's where, like, romantically, you could get mistaken
Yeah.
between love and infatuation,
Mm-hmm.
and like those two are.
That's a Hollywood
are different.
description. That's Disney. That's
Yeah.
Disney. That's what they've described. You know, if you don't feel these butterflies and these nice, airy fairy kind of almost like abstract feelings,
Yeah.
then you ain't got love there. Like, and I think that's messing a lot of people up because you gotta put some work into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is work.
100%.
I feel like a lot of people are now, like, because of Disney movies and just
Yeah.
kind of grow up with this kind of weird perception of love where it's all meant to be happy. You meet this perfect person. There's
Yeah.
no trouble.
Hardly
it's all
any
smooth
struggles.
sailing.
Yeah.
And that causes people to be in relationships where there's a little bit of a road bump and then they dip out.
I'm out.
Because that's not what Disney showed. you,
Yeah,
kind of
like
thing.
I don't love you anymore. I don't feel there's no compatibility.
Yeah.
Like, listen, you guys just disagreed on, I don't know, what you're gonna have for breakfast a few days in a row. Come on, man, stop this. You know what I mean?
That brings up to one of the sub questions of it, like what gives you the ick, like when it comes to like dating.
Listen, I'm a very simple guy. I'm quite chilled. Like I don't think I've got a ridiculous amount of pet peeves, but the icks, I would say hygiene's important. I think I think hygiene. Come on, that's just
Big one.
Just be a decent human being. Brush your teeth, shower.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Use deodorant. Come on. So
Yeah.
I think hygiene. What else? I would say I think someone who is understanding and gracious. I think someone who doesn't is not combative or like confrontational. I think someone who's like that. Just like, I don't like people who are overly confrontational. They're always looking for beef. You know what I mean? Like they're always looking for beef. I'm a chilled guy. Like, please, if you disagree or whatever, let's talk it out in a civil way. Don't always. So people who are always looking for beef or they always trying to be negative and trying to fight with you, and that's not my thing. So I would say hygiene. I would say sort of like combative and confrontational people who are always like complaining, nagging, that stuff. Just I think that's maybe and people who maybe are just like not kind. I think someone who's not kind, just too just selfish. You gotta think about other people. Just be a decent human. I think that's it. And these are things that I'd want from myself as well. So I think you gotta be what you want in other people. You don't want to be hypocritical. So if you're looking for that, I think you gotta be that person too.
Yeah, that's
100%.
true.
Maybe there's more that we'll add to that list, but right now, I think that's
What's recently been your dating wise? What's been a big you was interested in someone, then they did, or you saw this one thing, and then you was like,
another thing I should say: people who ghost. I hate that with a passion. So I think people need to be able to communicate their feelings.
Yeah.
Listen. You can ghost someone who is a psychopath or trying to kill you or something, or someone who is moving mad, or you just see like this person is not worth responding to. But you guys were vibing, you were chatting, it was all good. All of a sudden, you just ghost. Like, for what reason? So I think our generation, we love to ghost. It's a very 21st century thing. It's very mobile phone, dating app century kind of thing. But I think it's terrible. I think it shows a lack of maturity, in my opinion, and a lack of ability to communicate how you're feeling about something. I was feeling you at one point, but I'm not feeling it anymore. That's it,
So when you say ghost, do you mean as in like falls off the face of the planet, doesn't come back?
And then they just completely ghost you. Like the conversation, it wasn't like you did anything like that was rude. Like if someone was rude to you or whatever, or like just inappropriate in the way they spoke to you, fair enough. That could be your response, silence. But we're talking now, we're vibing, and you just get up and leave. And me and Toby are gonna be like, what did we do? And you don't come back. We never hear from you again. That's what ghosting is like,
I hate that.
especially when things are going well. So for me, that's another pet peeve. I'll say ghosting is probably top tier, maybe even more than it's up there with hygiene. Hygiene is important, but I'll say ghosting is I hate it. So yeah, if you're listening, don't stop ghosting, please. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's immature. I think clear communication is so important for a good relationship.
Because I was worried because I'm awful on my phone. I'm really bad at responding to people, but like I would never ghost someone. Like I would never just fall off the face of the planet. But yeah, sometimes like I'm always like, call me if you need me, call me. Because
yeah, that's fine. If you're bad with your phone, I get that. It's not a problem.
But I would never ghost. I would never disappear. But hygiene, yeah, that's a big one for me, especially teeth. Like, I don't mind crooked, but yeah, please just brush. Make sure your breath is nice. Yeah, see, you got great teeth. Damn, who's your dentist?
I just thought I'd, show you what you're looking for.
Okay. When you called yourself Hitch, bro, that is perfect. That actually fits you so well. We've got to make a reboot.
Yeah, well, we'll see, innit? Yeah? We'll see. We'll get.
I was thinking of the I Am Legend one, isn't it? Doing some.
We did some stuff around.
But
it wasn't developed enough. But Hitch, I think would be a Hitch parody. A Hitch parody would be funny.
You just have to find someone to be what's his face? I don't even know his
The
name.
big guy.
Yeah.
Albert Brenneman. The guy who didn't have any game.
Yeah.
And then I advised him.
He's a great actor.
Yeah, good. Yeah, Kevin James, his name is. Yeah. And Will Smith, and then you need an Eva Mendes, obviously. So,
yeah, that's true.
What about you? Have you got any icks?
I agree with the hygiene one. Like, bad. This is gonna sound sexist though, but like,
here
we go again. But I feel like I don't know. Maybe it is like societal norms and all of that, but like hairiness on women sometimes could be a like ick for me, low key.
You don't moustache, no moustache.
Yeah, like if a girl's like, oh, I have a bit of hair, I don't mind a bit, but when it's like Jungle Book, then I'm like, that low key gives me the ick.
That's talking about down there. Are you talking about in general?
Just in general, like everywhere. But sometimes girls are a bit too conscious of it, and they're like, they have like a little bit of stubble, and like, oh, it's too hairy. I don't want you to see.
People like you. What do you want from us? Too much hair.
As long as it's not Jungle Book.
She's not as hairy as me. Like I think like she ain't got a beard, but but yeah, I think I'm with. Maybe it's a cultural thing, but I do like a girl who isn't too hairy. Like
maybe it is a bad thing, but I don't know. That is something low key.
It might be social conditioning.
It might be social conditioning.
In some countries, them men are hairy. I'm sure some of them ladies are hairy.
Yeah.
It's bad for you girls, man. I'm so sorry.
Just shave or wax. You know what I mean?
Do you know how much that hurts? And shaving is like what, 2 days
or laser. I'll if you get with me, I'll pay for it. Don't worry.
Really? okay, that's a good. Yeah, okay, cool. So if you met a girl and like you really rated her, you loved her, and she wasn't subconscious about her hair, you would do that for her.
Yeah, I'll just pay for it. Like, just shave, man. I don't really want to be touching, a grizzly bear, during whatever we're doing.
Yeah. I know it's like, I guess it is hypocritical, but it is just one thing that like. I've tried to shave myself, and I would like if the girl's like I don't like it, then I would shave it. But yeah, that's one thing. Another thing, go on. Tell me.
Yeah, so no, just about this topic. Yeah,
go on.
It's very
I know you're gonna be
for
like
me.
pissed off. Like
no, I'm not pissed off at all.
Yeah.
I personally like being shaved just because like probably social conditioning as well. But yeah, I just don't really like that much hair on my body. But in general, I'm like, you do you, that's fine. But I'm always. One thing though is that down there, it makes me think that you want a child if you want it bald.
You want a child.
Like, why? Like, you want a woman, no? You're having sex with a woman, why? Like, I get no jungle. Like,
yeah.
I need to be
it's
able
just
to see
the
where I'm
jungle
going.
An easy pathway, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some access. No battle to go through, but still, like,
imagine having to
get through the bushes.
Weed whacker, bomb.
Out here getting through the weeds and the bushes.
But yeah, completely. That's quite no. You guys are there for it.
Yeah, I'm there for it. I'm not gonna complain.
Prefer?
Yeah, like if it was just like. I don't mind a little bit. I really don't mind a little bit. It's just when it's Jungle Book, like when it's.
No, but don't mind. I'm saying your
my preference.
Yeah, you probably clean shaven, man.
Yeah, clean shaven. I guess
really?
If I had, but I'm not gonna be like if there's a little bit like, oh no, I'm not gonna. Yeah, and also I have been in situations where I really liked the girl and she had the Jungle Book, but I was like, okay, with you, so I'll let this go.
Slide.
kind
I'll
of
let
thing.
this slide. We'll
Yeah,
work with the
yeah.
jungle.
But they had we'll work with the jungle.
I'll work around the jungle.
Into the darkness.
The only trouble is it could get your teeth, but that's different.
The same situation.
Yeah,
It applies
same.
both ways.
But I feel like it's harder to get into your teeth if you're, unless like because of the locationing and more of a sucking
Okay.
motion than the licking, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I get
But yeah, I don't know. That's just one thing that I've like is in the past has given me the ick on the sly. Being being too like, oh, I like you, like, do you know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah, no.
just like
Needy.
too much,
Needy.
like, oh, I really like you. Oh my goodness, you're so beautiful. Oh my goodness, you're so.
Well, just don't over.
It's
You
just
do
too much.
anything you want.
Yeah, no, that's a
Me
bit
too.
needy. That's a bit needy. Yeah.
It's a bit.
You can't be
Off
too
it.
available to
Or
me.
Yeah.
possessive.
Yeah.
Possessive.
Yeah.
You don't want someone who's almost, you feel like this person is obsessed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You
Yeah.
start getting a bit worried.
And they
you
can't
start
have their own
questioning their
space.
sanity.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
can't have their own space. Like they need to be around you. Need to talk to you 24/7. No,
Yeah,
that's too much. That's
that is-
draining.
That is.
Yeah.
I don't care how hot you are, but please give me
Yeah,
some
exactly.
space, man.
Like,
yeah.
I've been surprised though, because there was one time it was really hot girl. I was like, oh yeah, she's really into me, and then I was quick. It was quickly how like I was surprised how quick I wasn't into her no more because of that same. So it made me like, oh shit, like that is actual. I'm sure girls have that a lot, like just
Yeah.
like really nice guys being bare nice
So
to them.
That's what the ick is, or normally, anyways. That's like
Yeah.
when girls like talk about that, it is normally because the guy has been too
Too available,
yeah,
too
available,
interested.
too overtly
Yeah.
into me.
I've
like-
been guilty of that as well. I'm not gonna act like
sometimes
I'm not.
you just get excited, especially when it's been a
Yeah.
challenge to get them.
Mm.
Then sometimes you just fuck it up. How many times I'm a victim of going for unavailable guys.
Emotionally unavailable salmon, distant salmon in the sea somewhere.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's casting a long fishing line, but
And
you
then
know,
when you finally catch that
Finally
fish, you
get
start
it.
getting gas, so you reeling it too quickly.
and it
And
snaps.
then
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh.
Yeah. Speak. But you know, you
Yeah.
gotta learn from your mistakes. It's fine.
Exactly. Love is like a learning process. Like it is like each relationship or each little fling or whatever is like a lesson that you take to the
Yeah.
next one. And if you
100%.
don't take that lesson, then you'll just keep making the same mistake.
And you are the
I d-
problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look, them girls that always preach and men not trash. I'm like, you probably keep making the same mistake and you just keep blaming guys for it.
Yeah.
Therefore, you've never learned from it because you always think it's the guy's
You
fault.
gotta take accountability. Maybe I'm making some bad choices.
Some bad-
100%.
yeah.
And that applies to your whole life.
Yeah,
please,
that's true.
like,
Everything.
You keep seeing the same demon twice, yeah?
Yeah,
Then there's a reason. It's not them, it's you.
yeah,
Yeah, so-
kind of thing.
But in the same sense, obviously, okay, yeah. The opposite side, being too unavailable
Yeah,
is
that
really annoying,
yeah,
yeah?
that just makes me go like, okay,
You got
cool,
no
you're not
time for me,
interested.
cool, I don't need you. Anyway,
That goes with what Elvin was saying though, because I don't like people like ghosting or just like slowly like just tell me. I really love it when someone just tells me straight I'm not interested. Like I can then just go, oh,
can live
that's
my
cool.
life. It's
Yeah,
done,
thank
we're gone.
Like I don't need you to explain. Oh, I liked you at first. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just not interested. Thank you for saving my time.
Closure.
I hope
Yeah.
you find what you're interested in, and I'll continue my. So yeah, being like slowly distant or just air. Nah, I hate that shit. It pisses me off as well. And then if they do come back, it's like I'm not. You showed me that you don't respect me. Like so now I can't really respect you, kind of thing. So I
Yeah.
guess both ends of the
that's
spectrum.
Such a good point. Yeah. Some people like the way that they treat you within like a romantic situation really shows you how much they respect you.
Yeah.
And if you're not getting like that respect or like that communication that you were saying, just leave now, please, because
Yeah.
you're saving yourself so much stress. You really don't need to deal with someone who can't show you the time of day.
Yeah.
Who can't communicate with you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to discuss: is unconditional love real?
Oh yeah, that's a
Oh,
juicy
wow.
one.
Again, I think that's a choice, isn't it? So it's as far as it's real it's real insofar as people are willing to show it. I think so. If you're not willing to put out people's crap, then it's not unconditional.
It's not.
innit?
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think it's down to people. How much does your love stretch in it? You know.
So okay, I completely agree, but from what you're saying, doesn't that mean that it's not real? Because there's how far will someone stretch? Not indefinitely. There's not. There will always be a condition that will fuck you up, right?
Yeah, I think when people say unconditional, it's almost poetry in one sense, because it's like, I don't think for us we do have limitations with our love. Like if there's someone who's wilding in our lives, at some point we might be like, see you later, like you know what I mean, and we can only put up with people's mess for so long. So I think unconditional love, it maybe is almost poetry and just like shorthand for like, I'll love you as much as I can, you know, and put up with as much mess as I can. But at some point, if it's too much, I'm out, you know. I think that's it. Yeah.
Wow, you really got that one perfect there. I feel like I was expecting that to be a real debate, but that
I think here we all agree we're not delusional about there's unconditional love and you could just like love someone no matter what. They just shat on your bed, you still love them. They just murdered someone in front of you.
Nah, we got limitations.
Everyone has limitations, and
so do you? Because I don't have siblings, but do you feel like you don't have unconditional love for your sister?
It's like it's a good question. Like I would
see this.
I would stick with my sister through almost anything, basically. But there is situations where I'll be like, I can't. You've gone beyond the limits, kind of thing, and like maybe there'll still be a part of me that cares for her, but I can't be there for her necessarily.
I feel like maybe it wouldn't sit well with you. To do that. Yeah.
Like if she suicide bombs a train or something or blows up, because it has to be extreme for you to like
ride or die till I can't ride with you no more.
Okay.
I get that.
Then that would be but I would like no hesitation die for her. So
okay,
but what about you though? With like your dad, and like would you say there is a condition to that love as well?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I feel like no one can, like people who say it are low-key lying to themselves, kind of thing. Like that, they can love someone no matter what. Like it is good to be honest with yourself that there is conditions to even a mum and their baby. Like, okay, mum and the baby, there's not much the baby can actually do for the mum to no longer love the baby. Once the baby grows up and then he has free will and can make decisions, if he makes decisions that are very bad, then I guess the baby can, the person can break that condition. The mum not love the child anymore.
Yeah, and people also set their own conditions. So like unfortunately, there are a lot of parents out there that their conditions, kids can break. You know, kids can go past that point, and there are unfortunately a lot of situations where you do see people that they don't receive love from their parents because maybe they broke a condition that they didn't even know their parents had, and maybe their parents didn't even know they had it. But
like
relationships.
If we go to like Nigerian, like African cultures, being gay is one that you could quickly.
Yeah, exactly. See, there's so many.
You're no longer a child.
Oh you're disowned, mate. You're disowned. That's a taboo.
Yeah,
it's like control, delete, gone.
There is so much, so many conditions with
that.
That's why I said it's poetic. You know, it sounds nice, and I think in one sense, if we could do it, if we could be unconditional in our love, we would. But it makes me, in our experience, the world over, we know that nobody's ever that unconditional.
And in the same sense, like, because how we were saying, like, love is a conscious choice. You've consciously made the choice to, like, people could say, I love you unconditionally because they could never imagine that person doing something like that.
Yeah.
So that's why they just say it, but you don't know what limits that person's willing to go to.
Yeah.
You know? So could really pull it out the bag one day.
It's a nice line, and I think, we say it obviously with bearing in mind, as you just said, we don't ever envisage the person ever pushing that boundary. That's why we can say that. But once you start to test that unconditional love, you realize that this thing ain't unconditional, man.
Yes.
You have crossed the line.
So should we listen to what the people have
There's
to
just
say?
one more question involved as well. Like, do we choose who we love? That's a interesting one.
I think your attractions, if you want to talk about physical attraction anyway, I think physical attraction is I think it's hard because some of it is, again, as you mentioned earlier, biological. You can't always, some of it is social conditioning, of course, but some of it could just be like, you see someone and instinctively it's a knee-jerk reaction. You're not thinking about it. Like, this person's pretty or this person's handsome or whatever. So I think a lot of it can be instinctive. And and almost unconscious or subconscious. But yeah, I think there is also an element of choosing. I think you can choose. I think it's both. I think there's a knee-jerk reaction where you fancy someone without thinking about it. It's instinctive. And then there's also the element of, you know what, yeah, they're all right. I'm going to choose to maybe work with this one and take it further as well. So yeah, I think it's both. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I think just 100%. Yeah, it's you choose.
You choose who you.
Yeah, or at least you choose who you continue to love.
Okay.
Like maybe because you don't choose to love your parents or your family or something, you just get born into that. But you choose to like continue to love them.
Yeah, I think that's a very good answer, because you can't help like who's your family and stuff. But even like, let's say romantically, you can't really help who you're attracted to. But who you continue to love, that is a choice. You have to continue
100%.
to make that decision again and
that's what
again.
That's what long-term marriage is like. That's so many films are made about that. Like, you know, you hit kind of wall of where like your old self. Every time that people change, I feel like people really go through like phases in their lives, and you know, you go through like a very like cyclical kind of journey where like maybe there's like peaks and falls and stuff like that. But when people go to like a new stage in their lives, if you're in a long-term partnership, then you are going to reach those points where people are going to go through mad shifts, and you kind of need to like relearn each other again and get to know each other again and figure out where you guys are now in your lives, not 20 years ago or whatever, because you know, it's difficult. Like being even friendships, what's an average friendship? Maybe like 4 or 5 years. 13, 15 years is like, you know, your ride or dies.
Yeah, if you have a friendship that lasts for at least 5 years, that's good. Maybe when you get into adulthood, you become a loner. A lot of my school friends today, I don't even know where they're at. Like, some of them might reach out on Instagram, but hey, you don't know where a lot of them are. It's just, it's not because there's any hard feelings, but people just move on with their lives. You lose contact, and there's we move into different phases of life. Someone, if you have a good experience with them in the past, they might reconnect.
Yeah.
But yeah, adulthood is interesting.
Yeah.
Now I've lost contact with a lot of friends, people that I thought would be friends forever that were not. But I'm surprised with some of the friends that I still have. Like, I'm very blessed to have the ones that like last like a long time kind of thing.
Yeah. And
I feel like people, when they're looking at friends or relationships, they're looking quite superficial things. For me, like, my criteria is when the shit hits the fan, who's there kind of thing.
100%.
And that's my criteria of like who are the people that I want to be there in the long run, because when they're down, you know, I've got them. When I'm down, they've got me. Because nothing else really matters at the end of the day. Like, because if you're in the shit and you have friends that, I don't know, they're all uni graduates and they're millionaires and they don't help you, then what's the point?
Yeah, I think you know, anyone can be a friend in the good times.
Yeah,
you know, but in the bad time, that's where I think their character and the genuineness of the friendship is really tested.
Yeah,
you know I mean, they'll go through anything with you, and they're there when you're down and they're there when you're up. You know what I mean? So they're the people that you want at your wedding as your best man or your groomsman or whatever. You know what I mean? So,
100%.
Loki, want to talk briefly, we'll quickly skim it and then we'll go to about the marriage thing. Because I was having an interesting conversation with someone recently, and I've had a few conversations like it, and it seems like a lot of people feel like the idea of marriage is kind of not stupid, but kind of useless. Like, there's no point to it. What do you guys think about that? Do you feel like there is still a place for marriage in this modern world that we're living in, or do you feel like it's kind of is outdated and maybe you don't really need to be married to have a family and to show you love someone? And
I mean, I think it's a symbol of commitment and symbol of your desire to just to focus on this one person and be with them forever. I think, or as long as you both live. So I don't think it's outdated. I just think maybe people don't appreciate it as much as maybe as time pass. But yeah, and people just say it's a sheet of paper, blah blah blah. But I think there's something beautiful about marriage and that desire to commit to that person and, you know, and build something with them, and what I have is yours, you know, and what you have is mine kind of thing. I think there's something beautiful about that. But yeah, I mean, this generation, they're doing whatever in it. So I don't know, man. They're doing whatever now. So marrying trees,
Marrying themselves.
marrying themselves.
Like,
so everyone's doing their own thing out here, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
I love the idea of marriage. I mean, I definitely think that there's a point for it and like a reason for it. I mean, it's just you do you at the end of the day, isn't it? Like, if how you define your union is how you do that. And religion takes a part in this. Everything takes a part in this. Like, don't know how people identify it, but I guess like, well, yeah, I think the memento from it that I really love is the idea of like union for life. So as long as you know. Well, no, you do it how you want to do it, but if that's what you're going for, it doesn't need to be titled marriage, doesn't need to be titled, that. But I just love the idea of a, ceremony, you're saying your vows and you're making a promise to each other. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah. Now, I do like the idea of marriage as well. Like, I agree with you guys. I think the main idea is to, like, if kind of forces you to stick out. I know people get divorced a lot, but that's because it's made easier nowadays. Well, kind of the idea is like till death do you part, through sickness and health. You kind of like, I found this person and me and you are going to stick it out. Like, you're going to be a dickhead sometimes, I'm going to be a dickhead sometimes, but we're still going to
we admire it. We admire people who can be married for 30, 40 years. But a lot of us, especially in this generation, don't want to put in the work.
Yeah.
And we see these old people on Instagram still loving each other. Like, oh, I
We're
want
like,
that.
that's
like,
cute.
yeah, do you know how much work they
have
put
like
in?
5 people message it.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, that's so cute. I want this kind of love. You got to put in the work, my son. You know
that's
what I mean?
true.
So,
because them old couples have had bare arguments.
yeah,
they've had bare
they
problems.
went through so many things. Maybe they even came close to divorcing, but they decided to stick it out. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Okay, let's see what people think. I think we didn't ask many people
To keep him out.
Yeah.
Put it full screen. What are you doing? Start again. Can you? I feel like you normally do, no? Oh. Okay, perfect, yeah. And is love real?
Yes, I think love is real. I think love is an emotion that you can calculate on a very human and scientific, in a very human and scientific way.
Yeah.
That is shown to have reactions all over your body. So yeah, I'd say love is real.
Okay, perfect.
What did you guys think about that? He was just saying about like scientifically the chemicals and stuff or whatever. It's all measurable.
I mean, we kind of touched on that. So
So I guess he's kind of saying like what I was saying, but he's saying that's the reason why it's real.
Yeah, rather than it just being something abstract and
which is fair enough.
Love, oh my god. Well, I suppose yes. I think love is real, but love is affection, love is a feeling.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, but I mean that's not surprising. not completely invalid, but
is love real?
Yes, but you have to work hard for it.
Yeah, I think so. It's like a work in progress, always.
Do you think everyone gets love?
I think you can get it in different ways. Like maybe not everybody falls in love and has someone forever, but then there's like love between friends, friendships, and then family, and I think you have different levels of it, and everybody can feel it at a different level. All levels, just one, it depends.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. I think it just doesn't necessarily mean like love is in like a marriage, like a boyfriend or something. It can be like children, pets, friends.
Okay. Yeah. I made her answer the question twice. I feel so bad.
well,
I wanted to ask. The other girl brought up a nice thing about. Do you think that everyone gets given the opportunity in life to have their lifelong partner? Do you think? Because she was saying like maybe not everyone gets love forever, but you might have one with your family and stuff like that. But do you think that everyone just doesn't get the opportunity?
I mean, the romantic love.
Yeah.
Some people might not get it. Some people do. Yeah, I don't know if it's always going to be available to everybody, perhaps. But most people have it. Most people have the opportunity. But yeah, it's weird. Love is weird, man. I don't know. It's also weird because the people that sometimes you don't think will find love end up finding it as well. So yeah. So I think is it available to everybody? It depends, man. I don't know. Maybe yes or no. A lot of our answers are going to be like that with this topic, man.
That's very true.
Yeah.
I feel like obviously I think overall people do get the opportunity to find love kind of thing, but yeah, sometimes I guess there might be like you missed the ship kind of thing, and now there's no other person
Available.
like that, or maybe like your age now, it's
Single,
becoming
yeah.
too late. Or,
Single for life kind
so
of thing.
like
yeah,
for a woman, for example, like, you know, you've got a certain amount of eggs and then you can't have kids anymore. Like, is it the same like with, you know, like, do you
With-
have a certain
yeah,
amount of
with people.
partners that if you miss that boat, then,
Yeah.
you know, you're in the ocean swimming?
I
That's
mean,
it.
I don't think I don't believe in the idea of the one. I think that's a Hollywood, you know, fairy tale concept, because we see even in experience, you can like and love multiple people. You can obviously marry, divorce, and marry someone else. You know, your partner can die, you can marry someone else. So I think I think the idea of the one is, I think that's a myth that's been people have created in their heads. But there's some people who fit you better than others, obviously. But I think, the one is the one you choose, essentially. That's the way I see it anyway.
So do you think that you can be with anyone given enough work?
The only thing is, I wouldn't necessarily
marriages.
say that. I wouldn't go to that side either. I'm more in the middle, so I don't believe in the one, but I also don't believe in just anyone. Nah, I think there's a limit. But yeah, I do feel like, you know, some people have, there's gonna be multiple people that you think this could work with. You know, I think there's enough people, depending on who you are as well. You might have maybe more options or whatever. But I do think we can work with multiple people.
And I guess how far you're willing to go because
or compromise and whatever.
Yeah. No, I like that as well. I was thinking, as you said though, like maybe it is harder to settle down now that we have more options. Like everyone does have beer options. Like everyone,
you're looking for the next thing. You know, you've got all these dating apps. Like, is there some? I've got this nice, wonderful woman. But I don't know, you know, I want to see what else is out there on the market. Like, it's
something shinier, something bigger.
People are always window shopping, looking for another upgrade.
I think people do that a lot. Like, while they're in the relationship, they're already planning out their next relationship. Like, I think we have like so much options.
Some of the options are a delusion, though. I think the option is an illusion. It's not even real.
Yeah,
like not all of these options, like these girls you see on Instagram, not all of them are actually available or accessible to you. But just because they're on your thing or on an app, you feel like you can contact them. So it gives a false sense of options.
That's true. Yeah. That's very true.
Do people really feel like that? Like, I could never look at someone on Instagram and be like, "Oh, you're accessible to me." Do you feel like a lot of people actually do?
No, but I think he's talking about like if someone's talking to you and you know you look like, especially if you meet them online,
or dating
kind of
app.
thing.
But also you can send a DM to anybody.
Yeah, no, I think I get what, because a lot of I feel like a lot of, well, I don't want to like gender it because I'm sure a lot of women feel that way too.
Yeah.
But just obviously because I don't experience it, I can't comment on that. But yeah, I feel like I have seen that like some people do just get a bit of a kick of like, you know, I'm on this app and other people are there, and you know, there's that kind of that wall. The walls are being, you know, they're a bit thinner because we can communicate a lot easier. And like back in the day, if someone was famous, it was this pedestal that was unattainable. Like you couldn't chat to them. There was no communication.
Now they're a little bit more.
It's just, the gap has been. Obviously, as I said, it's a false sense because a lot of people, if you go and DM Cristiano Ronaldo, he ain't replying to you, bro.
Yeah.
But you know, but it feels like he's even turned off his private. Some of these men have turned off their private messages. So good luck with that. But I do feel like because you can follow these people and their lives are out there and you're all on the same platform, you feel like that gap, as you said, has been bridged, and people feel like, I can message them and they might respond.
Yeah, I think it's also like the idea of that this kind of person is achievable, attainable, because you wouldn't see someone like living the Cristiano Ronaldo lifestyle on day to day while you're going to work or whatever. But on social media, you can see like multiple Cristiano Ronaldo, see that kind of, or if you're a guy, you see multiple people with that figure 8 and that big ass Kim
Kardashian,
it makes it feel like
Yeah.
that's attainable. So then you're with someone, you're like, oh, but there's this option out there. As you said, it might actually not be a real.
Yeah, it's not real option. It's like window shopping. Not everything in there. Not all the stuff in the shop you can actually afford. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But because it's there on display, you feel like you can have it.
Yeah, and it might not. Yeah, and might not even be real, because I'm learning recently like girls have so many techniques to make their asses look big. Kind of thing, or
padding,
nappies, or certain leg positions. Like if you cross your leg a certain way, and all. I'm like, oh shit, okay. So yeah, a lot of it is like, started social media. No one's posting themselves taking a shit because they're there to present
their good stuff.
Their best self.
Someone called it the delusion of grandeur. That's what it is, you know.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I feel that might be affecting love, because maybe that because of social media, that's why I'm perceiving that it's affects love. But it seems like it is becoming more superficial.
Yeah, more superficial, and it's just about what's the next thing I can get. It's like, you know, buying a car, getting a mobile phone.
Yeah.
When's the next upgrade? Like, stick with your iPhone 6, bro. Stop trying to get the next phone.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Is it working? Does it take calls?
Does it take calls? You know, has it been good to you? Like, stick with it.
Don't need to get a new phone just because
Yeah.
Apple released one.
There's nothing wrong with the phone. It's working. Why are you
Yeah.
trying to get it for 13? And then after that, 14 as well. That's what people are on these days. It's sad, man.
Now
But
people got 2 phones.
2 phones.
Yeah.
They've got a wife and another wife.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
So I feel like there is such thing as like soulmates, but I think it's just another word of saying someone you really vibe with.
Yeah, you could be so much
And you
even
could
on a
have
friendship level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And there's multiple of them. Like they
Yeah.
could be a guy, they could be a girl, and you
Yeah,
could
yeah.
just really vibe with that.
Right with them. Like, this
That
person
person.
knows me.
That's
Yeah.
what I think.
Like,
Of
this person, like, there's just like there's something,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you just always feel calm with them. Like, yeah, and I know what is that's more because if it's just isolated to one person, I feel like that's especially with 7 billion people. How many of us? Yeah, 7
Yeah.
billion
Yeah.
people.
Most of them
Eight.
are in China, but
Yeah.
you
Most of them are in China.
know. But you know.
Like if you can't find the one in the UK, just go to China. You'll find one person.
People say that a lot, the 7 billion thing, and a friend recently said, you know, like, yeah, like you have to remember, like a lot of these people are in these other countries, like Africa, and you know, where there's like, a lot of population, you know,
Yeah.
so
A lot more land. as
yeah, a lot
well,
more
yeah.
land. So you know, when you're saying that, you know, there's all these options, you have to remember, you're not in China, bro. You're not in
Yeah.
India. You're in the UK.
Yeah, that's true.
And you
Yeah.
do also have the like you know your own standards set by whatever you've experienced.
Yeah.
About 5 billion of those people, unfortunately, are not up to
To
know
your
they
standards,
don't live
yeah.
the same life as you.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I saw this meme, it was so funny. It was like when girls say they're 1 in a million, but there's like 7 billion. So
yeah.
so like you're 1 in something. I don't know. There was some mashup, but it's
Mash
like
a bit
yeah,
mad.
just yeah. There is basically like while you're still young, like low key, you can't really be You obviously could be heartbroken, but there's so many people out there. Like you can't really get too stuck on one person.
Yeah, it's a big pond.
Like,
It's a big
if-
pond for a while anyway. And then after a while,
Yeah.
some people have you've been around a bit, and okay, this person, I saw them already, like same pond, same fish. So yeah, I don't think the pond is unlimited. I think the pond gets very the pond gets dirty.
You should stick to one person, but if one person doesn't choose you, you should be like,
yeah, move on.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
don't be stuck on that. And that's why
There's
again,
more.
there's this whole one thing, and yeah, I think there are
Yeah.
some soulmates, but soulmates plural. I think
Yeah.
you can find multiple people that
because
you
if
get
you're
with.
like this person, my soulmate, then you become like them crazy people
Yeah,
that
it
like
has
will
to work
show
with
up at
them.
their house.
Yeah,
and,
show
like,
up at the house.
peek
No,
through
you're
their
the love of
window
my
or
life.
something.
This is meant to be like.
Yeah.
No. So have you ever had your heart broken?
Yeah, I feel everyone has. I've had my heart broken. Yeah, it
I
was.
have.
It was hard.
Yeah, I've had some, but you know, not that I've given it out to be broken that much, but yeah, I've had a few.
I think that's what makes it worse though, when you
Yeah.
don't give your heart out much
And you
then
still
the
get it
few
crushed.
times- yeah, yes.
They find a hammer to try
You're
and
like,
get through
Be
somehow.
careful with it. Look after. Stop it.
Oh gosh, yeah, I think most people take L's and heartbreaks at some point in
It's
their
all-
lives.
yeah.
Part of
Yeah.
human-
It's
human
all part of the
experience. You learn
process.
from it.
Yeah,
Yeah, no matter how careful you are.
Yeah,
you're still
someone's gonna break it at some point.
That's why, like, it's made me a bit skeptical though, and it could be bad, but I think it protects me a little bit as well. Because now, like, when I meet people, I'm like, well, you know, most likely this will end, kind of thing. Like, like I hope it doesn't.
While it lasts.
I hope it takes, but I'm gonna enjoy it while it lasts, because most likely there's an end date to this. There's an expiry
this train
date.
is gonna terminate somewhere.
Yeah, and if it doesn't, great. But if it
Yeah,
does,
you got low
then I'm not
expectations.
surprised, kind
Yeah.
of thing. I don't know if that's bad.
That's
or
a
good.
pessimistic way of looking at it.
Yeah, I guess it
Yeah.
is quite pessimistic. but-
You know how we were saying that it's work. Like,
Yeah.
You gotta have that mindset to keep it going if it is really gonna stay going.
Yeah, no, I do like, so the way I see it is like that I'm willing to put in the work with the right person, of course, but I'm also not gonna go, oh, this is gonna be it.
Right.
Yeah, this
Right,
ain't gonna
right.
like there is the possibility, it is likely, more likely than not likely, that this will end eventually. But I would put in the work, of course, especially if the person's putting the work as well. But if it's like, oh, I'm putting in the work and they're not, and then after a while, it's like, then I'm like, well, it was gonna end eventually. So, yeah, I know it's I'm quite a pessimistic person, I guess. Now I'm realizing it.
What?
I'm a pessimistic optimist. Like sometimes I get a bit excited. Sometimes I'm like, well, c'est la vie. That's life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or Sarah, whatever.
Okay, Sarah. Yes, I love that. That is literally, oh my god, I live by that. I love that. Wow, okay, I love this episode.
I think it was a good episode,
And I think it was very much like, because is love real? We kind of knew that we were all going to say yes, I feel like, and everyone on the videos was very much like, yes, but it's just so nuanced, and I feel like we really dug into that.
Yeah, we did.
There's some caveats which we obviously got into, but yeah.
Oh, well, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah,
Alvin.
thank you,
I hope
Alvin.
you
Really
enjoyed your time
appreciate
with
it.
us. Oh, well, so please like, comment, subscribe, guys. Tell us what you think about love. Do you think it's conditional? Do you think you choose who you love? And we'll see you next time. This has been High Talks, where we're on a higher level.
Peace and
Ciao.
Peace. Ciao.
Bye.